Hello everyone. Today is just gonna be a quick little video here. I wasn't gonna put one out this weekend, which I didn't, and today is Monday, and I didn't plan on putting out one today. But just like to say, when I woke up this morning, I had 200 subscribers, which I found very surprising and kind of awesome. So for 200 subscribers, I thought I might as well show you what I got going on with this thing, because I'm sure people are wondering. So what we've done so far is I've rebuilt this drive line all the way back. New bearings, new shims. I built up the shaft where this here was wore through. That's actually holding the key in, because no matter how tight I put this, the key pops out. They do actually make a key keeper, which I might get, but that little band clamp is working good for now. We realigned the drive chain here for the deck, and I rebuilt the drive line through here. I actually cut it out on the bottom and put all new bearings through it. We had to do a little cleaning and greasing in here, get everything working. Realigned this gear here, and this is the one that was welded on the back side, because this bearing was shimmed and actually welded to the shaft, which is now good and cleaned, and it's got a good self-aligning bearing in there. I could not find the drive sprocket for this orbit motor, so I actually took that off and I ground the teeth down to make them square. They had little hooks on them. Chain, put a new chain on. Chain is tight. It's actually tight on both sides, so it's working pretty good. Over here in the shoe on the pickup, it's not perfect yet. The bearing was blown on this side, and at some point someone put in a shim system, kind of a shim and a bushing, which is not what it was from factory, but what's from factory is not available. Probably wasn't available at the time. The way they had it was actually a good setup. It just, some twine had got in there and chewed it out, so I removed the twine. Unfortunately, I had to send the shaft off to get machined out to another size bushing. I couldn't do it here at my little, I call it a shop, but it's actually a C-can that I work out of. The only problem I got now is this coupling that was welded on at some point isn't perfectly straight, so this motor does a little wobble. Now, I have a feeling it's been doing that little wobble for a long time, so it might not even matter. But other than that, we've tightened up the pivots for the front deck. I tightened up the pivots for the back deck. Replaced a couple hydraulic lines. And other than that, this thing is running as smooth as silk. The controls, the linkers are a little worn. See down in here, there's so much play in these rods. I don't know if you can see it here. If I can get up on here to move it. Right here. There's so much play in the rod. I don't know how I'm going to fix it. The rods themselves, I guess I could bend new rods and then also make new bars here and drill the holes, and that'll tighten it up. I don't know if they make a little ball pivot for that or not, because that'd be the ideal thing. Same goes with the other side. It's a little worn, but I have taken up as much slack as I can, and they seem to work. So we're going to run this right now. I'm going to put it through its paces so you can see it work. Video is probably going to be a little jumpy because I'm going to be walking around with it in my hand while I'm operating controls, but we'll give you a show so that you can see it's working. So the shoe and that chain is what picks the bales up and then drops them onto this deck. When they drop on this deck, this chain moves the first one down, and then when the second one comes down, it hits this lever. When this lever pulls back, it stacks the first 2 bales onto the deck. I'll pick up 2 more, and it will continue to stack those bales. As that keeps stacking the bales there, it's pushing them along the deck here until it comes to this lever. Once it's full, this lever is pushed. This deck engages and puts one whole stack straight up, which will actually be sitting against those forks, which I still have to lube up a little better to get them to slide forward. And this will continue on until those stacks of hay hit those forks and push them all the way to the back to those forks. So once this main deck is full all the way to the top, you grab this lever here and we're going to dump the load. Now the tractor is just at an idle right now, so normally it'd move a little quicker. There it is. So what would happen now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but right in here are the feet. You can see them going out. They're actually pushing the whole tractor and the bale wrapper forward while leaving the stack on the ground. Then once those are all the way out and you're away from the bale, lever goes in. You can see those feet retracting. One on one side, one on the other. We push the lever again. Changes the sequencing valve, the deck comes back down. And there we have it. An operational 1970 New Holland Stackliner 1030. The only thing I got left to do now is this set of forks here. This should roll easily to the back when it's all lifted up. And then there's a large spring you might have seen underneath, and it should pull it all the way to the front. She's had a hard life, and she is far from straight. These top wheels, they seem to be rolling good. There's actually a slider that's in here on this side that are binding, so I got to work on that. But once I get that fork sliding properly, got to make me some hay so I can try this thing out on some real bales. So after those forks are done and they're sliding properly, the next thing will be the work on these levers. There's so much play, and that is all the linkages, mostly right here at the front, these bars. I will probably end up pulling these bars off, mapping them out on new steel, making new ones, and probably replacing these rods that travel all the way through. I think that's the easiest thing to do. I do have some 1/2-inch rod, and then the way these levers are set up here, I'm actually going to put, I think they call it a box gate across it, and instead of having the long pull levers, they'll be more like hydraulic levers where they pivot on a fulcrum, where you can get a lot more torque out of it, and you can get good movement at a very little movement, like a lever on the top. But that's where she's at now. She is working, for people that might have thought that I forgot about it. The old foreman, Winston, he's still working hard. Can't keep a good dog down, I guess. But anyway, again, I appreciate the 200 viewers. Tell your friends. Give it a thumbs up and a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate it. We'll see you all again soon.